Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Noding. In this episode, we are going to continue from where we left off last time. I was using this Exec Node mode to kind of get into Blender extra curve script and kind of loading it inside Sverchok so we can see the result right away like this. So I'll simplify this code a little bit. So instead of repeating all this line of codes, we're gonna simplify the setup. So let's see how we can do this. I'll cut this so we don't see anything anymore. I can create another Exec Node mode, and by default it has this example for you. Basically you can pipe in from V1 and V2 and then kind of append it and get a result. I'll actually gonna delete everything here and gonna replace it. So if we are, say we are doing something simple like for I in V1, so this guy can actually loop it for you, kind of similar to animation nodes loop, but this one is doing it more like expressive, in a more expressive way. So let's say if we're gonna plug in like range of number like integer, this is, let's say this, we're gonna pipe in like multiple seed values and we want to kind of process it at the same time. We can do it this way. So let's say we have 5 different value here. If we check on the stethoscope, it should give us results. So it looks like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I plug this into this guy and then print the I, the result will be shown on this guy. So it's actually printing the list there. And we can also just like print every single value, I believe. Oh, this one is just printing the 0. If we want to kind of separate the list, we can use split, list split, I believe. So list split will actually kind of wrap each element of the list into its own list. So it's like array inside an array. By doing that, we can have this result: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's actually the thing that I will do here. So instead of doing this for every line and then kind of process everything like that, we're gonna loop it. And let's have a look. Delete this. Let's save this first real quick. So this is an improvement. If connection list split, it should be coming from this guy. Let's make this full screen. So this is the original, this is the one that we are working on, and we want to pipe this range of value, different seed number, into this guy, seed. So what I will do is I'll import this line, and we're gonna do the for loop for every element in V1. We want to do something. I tap like 3 spacebar there, and we're gonna just grab one of these, paste it, and it's a my curve. We're gonna fix that, but we're gonna append the value at the very end. This is gonna be like perhaps the list. So let me add another line. So I will first make like a curve list, and it's gonna be empty, and I will append all this curve data inside this line right here. So curve list, append all this vector data into this line, and let's simplify this number. We need the number, we need the seed, the length, the type. We don't need the type, maybe, oh yeah, we can just leave it. So first of all, we are importing the module add curve extra objects, and then we are importing the functions called noise curve. And these functions, based on the parameters that you give right here, it will produce, it will return like a list of vector points, and we are appending into this empty list, curve list, which will later return as a single, like a big list. So that's actually what's going on here. And if you want to randomize the seed, we can use this, we can get the elements from the eye, which is coming from this guy being generated. So that's actually the only thing we need to do here. I can save it, and I'm pretty sure this will actually just work. So plug this into the vertices, and we can see there are 5 data being generated on the fly. If we increase this to 10, we're gonna have 10 data, and we probably need to increase this as well. This is the placement matrix. Yeah, let's have a look. So now we have a result, and this is being generated on the fly. This is really cool. I think it's still kind of, it updates the first noise, but the rest of them seems to be stable, so that's good. We can adjust this, and it will update automatically. So with this one, we're really using the same parameter for everything except for the seed number. These numbers we can change, and the basis, this is the basis of the curve. We can also change like to different noise. Let's change this to 2, for example, different kind of noise. Change it to 4. We can increase the number here from 250 to 500 points. The length can be shorter, perhaps. We can also randomize the, of course, all this value can be randomized if you know how to do it. So this was before. We are kind of repeating every lines. This will generate only 5 curve, while this guy will generate a lot more curve. And let's say we can specify like 25 or 100, and we're gonna have 25 or 100 different noise curve. So I think that's yeah, really powerful and pretty cool. This part may be slightly slightly difficult if you never use Python and for loop for the first time, but you'll get used to it very quickly, like I said. So what's going on, I will explain again. I'll save this. So this range integer will generate bunch of numbers, right? 5 or 10, whatever numbers you specify. This one is kind of offsetting it. And the next thing I did is using list split. It's gonna turn the list into this guy. This is like very Sverchok kind of format. Once you have this array, list inside list, like, or array inside an array, you can pipe it into this Exec Node, and this Exec Node will actually unwrap it. It's gonna unwrap the list, and we can kind of grab the elements of this list, which is this value right here. Inside this list can be any number of values that we can use inside here, whether it's for the seed number, length, whatever. We can actually do that. So let's say we can, for the length, for example, we can use the first element multiply. So now we should have a different result for 5 curve. Let's make this 25. We can see the result right there. So that's the length of curve. Different lengths for each curve, and each one also have different seed value. Maybe multiply by 2 so we can see it better. There you go. That's the result. And of course, not just like this. You can also provide like a bunch of, you know, like a list of number like this, A, B, C, and then the next one, another A, B, C, and then you pipe it into here, into this Exec Node, and it will do the loop for you, and then unwrapping it inside the loop. As a result, you're gonna append it into a single list, and then you can return this value out right here. You see 25 data. You can also do a lot of things there, but that's the basic idea. You can also turn it into a curve, of course, something like that. There you go. That's basically the whole setup. It's pretty simple, like few lines of codes, Python codes, embedded as a node using this Exec Node in Sverchok, and it gives you this ability to just generate the data using these functions from Professional Galore, and then output it for us data that Sverchok can use. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this live noding. For the next one, I might actually do one more thing just to kind of like an idea where we can save the presets for this kind of setup, but we can have it like a preset as a text. I think this will be interesting, and maybe even we can, if you want to try it yourself, instead of using this noise curve, you can use other curve, like there's like arrow curve, and then like a flower curve, all kind of curves that you can try yourself. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.